Live from the nation's capital, two blonde journalists who seek complete world domination. They're funny, they're informative, they're out of control. Ladies and gentlemen, Breaking Beltway with Jessica Chasmar and Timpf.
Good evening, everybody. You're listening to the very first edition of Breaking Beltway with Jessica Chasmar and Timpf. Hey, Kat.
Hey, how's it going?
So this is pretty exciting, our very first podcast together.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while. We're getting sick of getting lumped in with either of the political parties or having to listen to rules of any kind, pretty much.
Yeah, so we're breaking the Beltway, where we make the rules, we break them. No bosses, no hierarchy to answer to. Kat and I used to work for the Washington Times together.
At a startup, yep.
For a startup, and now I am writing for the WashingtonTimes.com. And Kat, what are you doing?
I'm working at Campus Reform, where we basically expose all the kind of crazy stuff going on at college campuses around the country. So
Awesome. So you mostly just focus on campuses and education?
Campus news, education, and wearing my glasses.
Well, that will definitely come in handy for this, because I know a lot of students are going to be listening to Breaking Beltway.
Yeah, the younger set's gonna just love us.
Actually, I think it's probably just going to be creepy old men listening to this.
A lot of those too.
The kind of people that follow me, knowing, I'm not denigrating my followers. I love you guys.
They love you no matter what you say.
We got a lot of creepy old men watching us. Maybe some students, maybe some creepy old men students. You never know.
I'm single though, so I
yeah, Kat's single, so she's ready to mingle out there. We're in the Beltway here.
Yep.
It gets pretty difficult here and pretty lonely.
To meet men, yes. Yeah, now speaking of eternally single, McCain came out with a new show on Saturday.
Oh yeah, another new show came out over the weekend.
I swear though, if she gets a boyfriend before I do, I'm gonna wonder what's wrong with people. She's the worst. She's the absolute worst.
I liken her to just a plus-size Tara Reid.
She did get real thick. I mean, I don't know. I also don't really even understand what her show's about. I watched some of it. Do you know what exactly it's about?
Well, she says it's about the most important issues to Americans today, or the younger generation, her generation, she says, but I don't belong to her generation.
Right,
I really don't. She talks a little bit about privacy and
how I don't really care if people see all my stuff. It's like, no kidding, you're just begging for attention all the time. She's carrying like an antelope head around part of it.
Yeah.
She's like, this is my brother.
So do you guys like working here? And everybody cheers. I mean, you don't really know what it's about. And she talks a little bit about privacy. She talks about, a direct quote from her actually was, "I don't think privacy exists anymore, and I really don't care." And then she goes on to say, "I'm willing to give up a little bit of my privacy for the greater good of Americans."
How does she think that anything she does is going to do anything for the greater good of America?
I don't know. I guess her Instagram... her Instagram actually does shed light on the younger generation today, unfortunately. But,
yeah.
Meghan McCain is a perfect example of why we started Breaking Beltway, because we're a little tired of, a lot of people call Meghan McCain a rhino, and I don't like that. I don't like the term rhino.
Yeah.
I think it's a cop-out. I think that a lot of people just have a lot of different ideologies, and because her father is, part of the GOP, it doesn't really make him a Republican.
Right, and also just because she has no idea what anybody thinks about anything or what politics are at all, doesn't make her some sort of...
Right. She's riding her father's coattails.
Avant-garde politician. She doesn't really understand how anything works. Just, I think there's a big difference. But
I mean, just that quote says everything about it. I'm willing to give up a little bit of my privacy for the greater good. What greater good?
I don't know.
Oh, that's frustrating. See, we're both libertarians, and we're very, very, very... We're proponents of privacy rights, obviously.
Yeah, big deal.
And just because you have an Instagram account, you have a Twitter account, doesn't mean it's up for grabs, basically.
Yeah, and you know what? Just like G-Chat, like isn't Obama reading my G-Chat and stuff? I mean, that kind of freaks me out kind of a lot. I was in LA recently and I left my notebook on the street, my joke notebook / journal with all my secrets in it.
Your jokes?
My jokes will also, I kind of journal freehand to try to think of jokes. And
right.
It's like all my secrets and all the, things I've been
Dear
up to.
diary.
Yeah. I left it on the street. When I went back, it was gone.
You're kidding me.
So somebody obviously picked it up It was probably the NSA.
Oh my God, you should call the police and tell them that you lost your diary.
I
It'll be like an episode of Full House.
Shut up, dude. There's some serious stuff in there, man.
Well, I'd hate some comedian to be out there reading your jokes.
I hate somebody to be reading all my secrets.
What was in there?
I can't.
Why don't you let our Breaking Beltway fans hear what your secrets are?
I put out a Craigslist ad, and it was like, lost notebook. Notebook is very important. Large reward. But it has my name on it, too, so I'm kind of concerned.
You're,
I'm not willing to give up my privacy for the greater good of America.
No, and think about that being published on the internet.
I did.
For anyone
I didn't
to read.
Sleep for days. I
don't blame you. That's ridiculous. And that's what we're talking about with these privacy rights. When people can when the government can, crack open your emails, read whatever your innermost thoughts, your innermost conversations, photos, videos, who knows? Who knows? And we're getting into privacy. That wasn't quite a topic that we were planning on getting into, but we definitely wanted to talk about Miss McCain, Miss Blonde McCain, who's trying to compete with us. Although she may have McCain in her name, but we are way better.
Definitely. All right, well, we're going to go into a song now. We have a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to drink some whiskey. We're
going to start our pubcast segment of the evening.
Yes, necessary to drink. I mean, I do have a beer from time to time. I'm a light to moderate drinker.
We'll talk a little bit about Obama.
Yes, everything going on with Obama. Maybe a little bit about Syria, not too much.
Yeah.
So make sure to stay tuned. All right, hey guys, welcome back. That was Down at McDonald's by Electric Six. I love McDonald's, and I love Electric Six because they're from Detroit, just like me. We're getting into the pubcast portion of our show here.
Yeah, we're starting the pubcast, which means we create some kind of cocktail, concoction, whatever you guys want to submit. I actually tried to think of a Beltway breaker cocktail, but I couldn't think of anything good that could be year-round. So here we are drinking Old Granddad. It is Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The good stuff.
It's a lot of cherries. I've just been eating cherries, kind of.
Yeah, that's Kat's staple diet. And then we got some diet ginger ale for Catherine here, the fatty.
Everyone's going to think I'm fat based on my voice and my McDonald's, but that's okay.
Yeah, I definitely want to get my followers on Twitter to start submitting drink ideas for us to drink on the show. And maybe a cigar or two?
Cigars. I don't know if I can smoke cigars. My voice is bad enough as it is.
She might not be able to do the cigars, but yeah, we'll definitely have a cigar, have a drink. It's kind of essential in the metro area.
So speaking of things you'd have to be drunk to do, yesterday President Obama talked about the economy and how much he'd improve the economy when there was an active manhunt for shooters that killed a bunch of people going on a couple miles away from him.
Yeah, you're speaking at a presser about how you saved the country about 4 miles away from a D.C. manhunt. 12 people dead.
12 people dead.
Dying everywhere. And he wants to talk about, the economy?
And then during a press conference about essentially what was Obama's press conference, a reporter asked Jay Carney, did you guys ever consider, canceling the bragging conference?
No.
What?
That's all he said. No.
No,
that was it.
No. Nope, I didn't.
That was it. No.
Never crossed my mind.
Move on along.
With people bleeding out to death on the streets.
Who was his PR rep? Seriously.
I don't know. But, Obama loves Obama. But there hasn't even really been that much of an outrage about it.
No, the problem was he wanted to dominate the news cycle, and the shooting just messed everything up for him. He's the narcissist in chief. He, this was the fifth anniversary of the economic collapse in 2008 from Lehman Brothers,
right.
and all that. So he wanted to come on and talk about saving the universe and all that.
He'd been dreaming about this moment to brag.
Sure, it was his big time to shine, and all of a sudden, this shooting happens, and it completely ruined his whole day. And he talked about it a little bit. He gave out a short couple sentences saying that we'll find the guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he was on to bigger and better things like the economy and how he saved everybody's hide.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't take the opportunity to talk about gun control.
Right. He did. He did. He talked about gun control.
A little
bit. He alluded to it, and everybody else did. Piers Morgan. Henry Winkler.
On Twitter.
The Fawns decided to talk about, but everybody decided to talk about gun control and restrictions and the like.
Honestly, though, on Twitter, within, I don't know, an hour maybe of the Navy Yard hashtag, it just turned into, or Navy Yard shooting hashtag, just turned into people being like, see, this is why we don't need guns.
Yeah.
People are still in the hospital, hanging on to...
Yeah, yesterday I just wrote a story about a former chief prosecutor at Guantanamo Bay, the commissions. He took to Twitter Monday and he blasted the National Rifle Association and linked it to Benghazi somehow and said it was a Benghazi in our backyard.
Yeah, I mean, the whole gun control thing, you don't really, probably not a fan. Jessica's got guns. Jessica likes to shoot things. There are 2 dead alligator heads right now.
Yes, we don't have a studio, so we are broadcasting live from within my apartment, within the Beltway.
And yes, with 2 alligator heads.
She's amused over the alligators.
I don't have any dead animals in my apartment whatsoever.
I killed those myself, wrestled them with my own bare hands.
I mean, are those the...
No. Yeah, those are the actual heads, absolutely. And I killed those with a crossbow. However, I am packing, even though I'm a Maryland resident. But, these, we're actually getting hit with a lot of new gun restrictions in Maryland here. And actually, I wrote a story the other day for WashingtonTimes.com about some Western Marylanders who were trying to secede from the state. And I thought that was kind of funny because I'm in Montgomery County, and they're in a couple other Western Maryland counties, and they're trying to secede.
Yeah, but isn't seceding from the state kind of becoming no big deal now?
Sure.
How many people are like, I'm going to secede from the state. I'm so mad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to sign this internet petition to secede from the state and then walk around all angry all day.
And I don't really think that they know what secession even means or how much it'll cost. Or
Hold up, somebody named Jennifer Lopez just liked one of my photos on Facebook. It would suck so much to be named Jennifer Lopez because everyone would just compare you to, the other Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez just liked my photo.
Yeah, and how much crappier
that happens to me all the time on Twitter. Bill Cosby and Condoleezza Rice love me.
It would be really
They retweet
weird.
Everything I post. It's awesome.
It'd be really weird.
But, speaking of that shooting yesterday, it's really tragic. I think about 13 people have died. And, but, a Russian official decided to take that opportunity and blast American exceptionalism. He took to Twitter and basically said, nobody is even surprised anymore. A clear confirmation of American exceptionalism. Basically just, in line with what Vladimir Putin said in his New York Times op-ed the other day.
Yeah, Obama's not really saying anything about it, but... I think any example of exceptionalism would be him talking about himself in his speech. But it's, again, another example of just trying to politicize this. I think Russia's probably just gloating a little bit because we needed them to not go to war with Syria.
Oh, sure, they saved the world, basically.
Right.
They saved it, world peace and all that jazz, and Obama's looking like the blithering fool.
Right.
But,
I saw Carl Levin on my flight back yesterday from LA.
You're kidding.
He really was. He was wearing those glasses down to his nose, and so he saw me wrapped around in my penguin blanket over my head because had chips stuck to it.
I can only imagine Catherine Timpf on a 6-hour flight.
Yeah, and I just stopped in the middle of the aisle when I saw him with my penguin blanket draped over my head and just stared for a while. And chips I was
You
eating.
recognized him right away?
He had those he looked exactly like he does on Politico. He had those glasses, his nose. I wanted to be like, hey, so what sort of aggressive plans do you have for the evening now that bombing Syria didn't work out? That's kind of what I wanted to ask him.
Oh, man. Well, next time, now that you have a Breaking Beltway mind, you bring your camera around and...
I just stood there wrapped in a blanket.
I just stared at him.
I just stared at him.
The creepy airline.
I handled it so
There's always the creepy airplane person. Kat is that person.
I'm the worst on an airplane. I mean, I'm like, I'll move my stuff. Because I bring so much stuff. I don't put it over the overhead belt. Or, what's it
the
called
compartment,
thing?
yeah.
because I think I'm going to need it all. So, but then you have to put it onto your own seat before
So you have it all in your lap like an old lady.
No, I have it underneath both seats, and I assure the person next to me that I'm going to move it back under my seat as soon as we're allowed to.
Right.
And I always pass out first. I definitely always pass out first, and the other person is like, waiting. Or if I'm awake, I'm just constantly asking for snacks, which aren't even good. They don't even taste good. Pretzels, not good.
No.
Cookies.
And they're not allowed to give out the hot nuts anymore either.
Well, they gave out peanuts on the Delta. My brother's allergic to peanuts. He could die on a Delta flight. But they still allow it. They're very dangerous. They're lethal weapons.
We're getting off topic.
It's okay. We can get off topic. This is the Breaking Beltway. We can break the rules all we want.
And that's the great thing to remember about this show is we have no rules. This is our show, and we can do whatever the hell we want.
So we can play a song.
Exactly.
Right now,
we're going to
if we
play
want.
some Ween for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. And you are listening to Breaking Beltway, the first edition. We air live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m.
7
and we replay at 9 p.m. every Tuesday night with Jessica Chasmar and
Cat Timpf, that's me. Hey, guys. So what are we talking about next? Holy water?
oh yeah, don't drink it. Don't drink the holy water. See, we were talking about hot nuts before, and you know how you never want to reach your hand into the nut bowl.
The nut bowl at the bar, right? The things you learned from Seinfeld.
Don't want to drink the holy water because turns out 86% of it is ladled with human
No. Oh, no. I don't know if I need to call my grandma immediately or if I should not call her because my grandma drinks holy water all the time.
Who knows where it's coming
She's
from?
super right, she gets it from France. Where's the contaminated holy water coming from again?
Austria.
She gets it from there's places all over that are considered sacred all
I'm
over
sure,
the world
yeah.
that they get holy water from. My grandma collects holy water, sits in her chair, watches Detroit sports, and drinks it.
Well, these people at Johns Hopkins here in Maryland, they studied 21 holy springs in Austria and 18 fonts in Vienna. Contained 80% of fecal matter. It also contained a bunch of other stuff that causes diarrhea, and also the nitrates from agriculture also makes the water unsafe for drinking, completely unsafe for drinking. And I see people reaching their hands in there and bathing in it, but she drinks it.
My grandma buys bottles of it. She gets them sent from everywhere of these different holy sites and sits and will have a sip. Have another
like
sip.
a cocktail,
not like a cocktail. She doesn't put cherries in it, but she does drink it all the time. She's really religious. She saw, we were at her house, she saw two people kissing on TV. Mm-hmm. She freaked out. She made my uncle immediately drive her to confession. So she's super Catholic. She found out I had a bikini when I was in the 3rd grade, and she smacked me.
Whoa!
It didn't hurt really bad, but enough to make me realize that bikinis are unacceptable in the eyes of the Lord.
And Kat, what's your heritage?
Polish, definitely Polish Catholic. Definitely Polish Catholic. Polish people are definitely superstitious. I saw 2 black cats on Friday the 13th.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a black cat.
Right, I know. I mean,
he's walking around here somewhere.
He is. I have a cat too. My cat is scared of everything.
We're gonna have to get your cat in here
we have to
and see how they interact.
Together. My cat is just scared of everything. Was so bummed to come back from LA yesterday, and I made me feel a little better when I came home and saw my cat, but then he just looked at me and immediately threw up everywhere. Welcome home. I
honestly think that's why cats eat, is just because they can throw up and demand more food.
They're disgusting. One day I woke up to my cat sitting up above my bed doing that. It was disgusting.
Was he staring at you?
Yeah. Yes,
I think my cat plots my death.
You think your cat plots your death?
I really do, because sometimes I'll wake up and he'll be hovering over me.
Jeez. Yeah, maybe they do. I don't know. This holy water thing is still kind of making me feel like I should maybe make a phone. I mean...
Do you practice? Do you go to Catholic church?
Well, when I'm home, I do. I don't know. I used to for a really long time.
I can't say, if I see a church font, I can't say that I'm not going to touch the holy water. However, I'm sure as hell not going to drink it.
I guess.
Who knows how long it's been sitting there, how often it's been changed. I know that there are certain protocols that they have to go by with holy water.
I'm sure a lot of people drink it, especially older people.
Absolutely, they do.
I don't know, you guys. Does any of you guys? I don't know. I feel like she's still alive. She's still fine. Doesn't like everything have bad stuff in it?
Well, if you drink more bacteria,
it's
it's supposed to make you...
It's gluten-free. It has no gluten. It has no...
That's true.
It's organic.
Yeah, it is organic. That's
so
good.
it's got a lot of stuff going for it, definitely.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, Granny's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh man, LA was a crazy week. I did some, appearances for that feminism story. Do you remember the Wicca storming? There's like 15 colleges around the world and around the country, worldwide, mostly America, that are actually having a college class where students get credit to write feminist thinking into Wikipedia. So, into technology articles, because most, articles are written by men, because most men choose to go on there, I guess.
Is that real? For real? There's more men
86%, I think. A couple years ago, a study came out. Of men were the authors of the Wikipedia articles.
So this college course, where is it at?
It's everywhere. It's FemTechNet is this organization of feminist scholars, and they are having a credit class that's broadcast throughout. Penn State's doing it.
And Wikipedia can be altered by anybody, so really anyone can change these articles to say whatever they want.
Anyway, that's what I don't get.
But don't they have to go through some kind of review process to be published on Wikipedia? Doesn't it go through some kind of more rigorous editing now?
Sort of, but I've seen all kinds of stupid stuff on there anyways.
What kind of articles are they altering?
Technology articles, specifically. And I don't really get how they would even do that. Change the computers to compute her.
So they're not injecting feminism into feminism. They're injecting feminism into how to change a spark plug.
Right, technology articles, science and technology.
So how to change a spark plug? They're going to try to alter it to say how women can change a spark plug.
They're trying to just put in that's the thing. Social justice they want to include. I don't even know if they're going to do biographies of different people and be well, but we didn't know how he treated his wife and how many choices he gave her. Or women were stuck in the kitchen during the time the telephone was invented.
Wow.
Stuff like that. So, but I talked to this professor from Pitzer College, was one of the colleges that's doing it. She's very mean to me because I work for Campus Forum. She's I saw that you're a watchdog organization, so I'm just going to be very careful. And I'm okay, well, I'm asking you factual. I'm asking you.
The second they know you're a watchdog.
Right, I know. But so she wasn't very open with me, but I was just asking, how are you going to do this? That was really my question that she couldn't answer. So these technology articles, how you can do this. She said she hoped that other disciplines would actually,
other than Wikipedia?
Other than technology. So they could just add feminism. It's called storming Wikipedia. So, that's just crazy.
Why just technology?
Because it's FemTechNet. It's a feminist technology organization.
Wow.
But okay, so I'm a female. I don't edit Wikipedia because I don't want to. I'm not I really want to edit Wikipedia,
but I can't because I'm a woman. Right.
And I am also not involved in science and technology because I don't want to.
Right. There's a reason why men dominate science and technology. It's because that's what they want to be. That's what they want to pursue their career in.
Going on Wikipedia and seeing articles that say technology instead of technology or whatever they're going to do is not going to make me want to go.
She wouldn't even tell you.
She wouldn't. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm sure campus reform will be right on top of this.
Yeah, we're going to be right on top of it. But
And Kat was just, you did a whole media...
I did. I was on Fox.
She was on Fox.
I was on the Blaze TV. What was it? The Wilco show. And, so people are starting to take note of this. But, feminist... I don't know.
See, Kat and I think we could both consider ourselves feminists, just not in the way the word is defined today.
I don't hate myself.
Sure.
Sure. You know what I mean? I love being able to do what I want to do. I love women's rights.
And we champion women's rights.
Right, but women's rights is what we're not represented. We don't think we're represented the way we want to in a free encyclopedia. That's a total joke anyways. It kind of is a joke. You can't use it for anything. So, I could have been a technology scientist if I wanted to be.
Yeah, if we wanted to be engineers, we could have been. We chose journalism instead.
I like to do this instead.
Women are programmed differently. There's nothing wrong with that. Just because men dominate a certain field doesn't mean that there's sexism involved.
And also because something was done by a man, like these articles were done by men, doesn't necessarily mean that they're
sexist.
And, like everything a man has ever made is sexist.
Yeah.
Like, did a man build this apartment?
A woman needs some kind of input, otherwise it's sexist.
Yeah, especially with technology. I don't really get how that works. Speaking of feminism, I would actually like to play a song from some of the first feminists, certainly in the hip-hop movement. This is Shoop by a band you may have heard of called Salt and Pepper. Oh, I love Salt and Pepper. You know, I found out yesterday on iTunes, Push It cost 69 cents. What a Man cost 99 cents, and both Shoop and None of Your Business cost $1.29.
Oh, so we're the high rollers.
I think that's a pretty accurate hierarchy of the song. Shoop and None of Your Business, obviously the best.
Yes.
What a Man, not as good, but definitely better than Push It, which is by far the worst song. I think it's by far the worst song. I hate when I say that I'm a Salt and Pepper fan, you know, or I tell a DJ, hey, play some Salt and Pepper, and he plays Push It. I'm like, ugh. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. All right, so what do you want to talk about next?
Oh, yeah, this story that I wrote for WashingtonTimes.com yesterday, or actually, I think it was over the weekend. Members of the Abenaki tribe, they're pretty outraged at protesters at Middlebury College in Vermont. This is actually kind of funny. The college Republicans and Democrats, they planted a 9/11 memorial they actually placed nearly 3,000 flags in the field.
I heard about this. It must have taken forever.
Yeah.
Though.
They placed about 3,000 flags in this field. You know, they went through all this trouble to do it overnight for 9/11 for the next day. And then I guess it was the afternoon of 9/11. It was Wednesday afternoon. A handful of liberals, I think it was 5 or 6 of them, decided to, on the behalf of the Abenaki tribe,
they're not even members of this tribe.
Pull up every single one of those flags and literally destroy the 9/11 memorial because they believe that it was built upon an old ancient Indian burial ground that the Abenaki tribe once claimed.
Right, what I read was this tribe was pretty mad about it. Like, no, guys, not us. So now they actually have to deal with this problem because these girls were like, I think this tribe is going to be offended, so we're going to rip up all these flags.
Yeah.
And so it was, you know...
They're not even Native Americans. They don't belong to this group. And now the chief of the tribe, he's come out and said that it's disgusting, and he can't believe that these women, there's these 2 women, Anna something and some other girl, some liberal broad.
Who cares?
But you know, he's really mad because they decided to do it in his name and in the Abenaki tribe's name. And it's not only did they not have proof that it's a burial ground, but you know, Don Stevens, the tribal leader, he said, you know, even though if it was hallowed ground, we would still honor those who sacrificed for the land.
I mean, why were those girls even there, though? I mean, I wonder. I mean, just kind of like prowling around the burial ground, looking for stuff to be offended at.
Yeah, well,
people like that.
The college Republicans,
around.
they do this every year, so I'm sure they planned it.
The Republicans and Democrats do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are the kind of people that just like prowl around, troll around, looking for something to be offended by.
What can we be mad about today?
So this somebody, I think that could be racist. Oh, you know what? That's sexist. Oh, you know what? That's offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? They're blah, blah, blah. They're just like looking for things to be offended.
Rabble.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, I feel like I can't even say anything anymore because I'm so scared that maybe it's racist.
And forget it if you're a woman.
Right. I mean, that's sexist. It's like the Wikipedia thing we were talking about earlier about, you know, technology articles aren't written by women, so they're automatically sexist. I mean, what are these girls? If they apologized? One of them, I think, apologized.
A couple of them admitted that it was them because they hadn't taken responsibility for it, but they finally took responsibility for it. However, they did not apologize, and one girl even said that she has absolutely no regrets about doing it. And the school has decided to investigate. They're calling it vandalism, and they're going to look into these 2 girls who have actually confessed to doing it. So,
to saying I have no regrets, who are you standing up for? At that time, you're like a toddler who threw the crayons around the classroom, like, I'm doing it for these Indian tribe, this Native American tribe, the whatever I don't know, remember the name of it, and then the tribe says, no, we're not cool with this. We don't like this. We think
so then you don't apologize.
And then you say, well, I'm offended for you. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Right.
And,
a normal person would be like, oh, my bad.
Yeah. At Campus Reform, though, we're always kind of reporting on, the biases that go on at all these campuses. And did you see over the weekend that video, actually, that Michigan State University student taped inside the classroom? His professor going on this rant about how Republicans raped this country. And then I guess one student was not pleased about it. And he calls the student out and says, why are you frowning? If I find out you're a closeted racist, aka Republican, I'm gonna come after you. And this is a creative writing class, first of all. So why? What? And second of all, this is the first day. Like, here's the syllabus, and here's also what you need to pretend to think in my class, or you're gonna fail. Basically, I mean, creative writing is graded subjectively. I wouldn't want to.
Oh, sure. I mean, just, judging from my experience at a very liberal college in journalism school, but at the beginning of every class on the first day of school, my professors was always ask who is a Democrat and who is a Republican.
Really? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
I probably had 3 or 4 different classes that asked, and I was always the lone person. I was always me and this one other guy, Zach. I will never forget him because he was the only other Republican in my journalism school. I mean, we're talking about at least 1,000 people, and he was the only other Republican in that school with me, and we would, every once in a while when we were called out, we'd have to stand up and face our peers and admit that we are GOP voters. And I always did it very proudly, because you know me, and it was never a problem. However, poor little Zach, he stopped standing up with me, and he stopped backing me up. He would follow me on Twitter and all of that, and back me up that way, but he got intimidated, and that's what happens in these school settings. These people get intimidated. They're watching these professors that know more about, what they're learning, and they're intimidating.
I went to Hillsdale College, which is obviously super conservative, so I was always like, I'm a libertarian. I was always standing up.
Oh, I bet that was a big controversy.
I mean, but a lot of kids, they were really socially conservative too, which I don't really identify as. But this professor, I mean, also, he is on essentially paid leave. He's not there right now. He's not at MSU.
Can you remind our listeners what school this is at?
Michigan State University. So it's from Michigan, where I'm from. My sister might be transferring there. It's at Michigan State University.
What's his name? Do you remember? He's a professor for creative writing.
He's a creative writing professor at Michigan State University. This video is on Campus Reform if you want to see it yourself. His name is William Penn, and like I said, he's collecting his almost $150,000 salary and just not teaching classes. Because they said, they canceled his classes, but they...
My cat is freaking out right now, sorry.
Yeah, he's batting around my lip gloss. It's how I lose all my stuff. Dude, party bro. But yeah, I mean, also, okay, the school has an anti-discrimination policy, which protects students against discrimination it's a specifically political philosophy, and an anti-harassment policy. He's clearly doing these things. He's clearly, so why are these policies even in place? I mean, I would be terrified. Like, what if I had, like, a Ron Paul sticker on the back of my car? Of course, I'm a terrible driver, so I don't.
And see, that's what's so sad
chase me out of the parking lot? What?
These college kids, they're between 18 and 22. They're impressionable. They're going to be indoctrinated by these people.
Right.
They're indoctrination mills. They're ridiculous. You go in one way, you come out another. I was lucky enough to go in socially conservative and come out libertarian.
Yeah, that's good. You're socially conservative?
Yeah, absolutely.
What? That's interesting. I didn't know that. Why? Why were you, and then what changed?
I was socially conservative because I wanted to be a part of the party.
I was never worried about that.
And I've always been influenced by being a part of the party and being a Republican. And when you're younger and when you're in college and all that, you want to identify with a certain sect. And the GOP was good for me. But obviously when I started to get into grad school and started to learn who I was, that wasn't the place for me, and that's where we are now.
Yeah, I have a confession to make. I've actually never voted for a Republican, and
I did not know that.
Yeah, I have a confession to make.
Catherine and I have fought many times about this, but go on.
This is a confession to make. She's going to kill me on the air. You're going to hear a murder on the air. I have actually never voted.
Oh my God.
I've never voted. I've never voted. I've never been voted. I almost voted for Ron Paul in the primary election. Really should have done that. Really wanted to do that. That really meant a lot to me. Still didn't do it, which is why we suck.
Folks, you heard it here first. Catherine Timpf just admitted to me that she has never voted in an election before. As she's smearing lip gloss all over her face. I've never seen anything like it.
Listen. I, as a libertarian, I've never been socially conservative. I've also always been kind of offended by social conservatism, as well as the ultra interventionist foreign policy has always offended me. I could never bring myself to vote for a Republican candidate. I also could never bring myself to vote for a Democratic candidate who wanted to spend all my money. So I just didn't vote. A lot of libertarians don't vote, dude.
That is, I learned something every day, and I learned a little something about my co-host here. We might have to hash it out a little bit after we end this show here. You might
say all your followers.
It'll be like a Rihanna story. You'll see her on Instagram tomorrow.
All your followers are gonna tweet me so much angry. Everyone whose profile pictures of a flag or of George Washington.
And with that, one of my favorite songs by Led Zeppelin, "Ramble On." Been this way 10 years to the day. You guys are listening to Breaking Beltway with Jessica Chasmar and Catherine Timpf.
Hey, guys.
We air live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. with a replay at 9 p.m. And we like to play a lot of rockin' good music for you guys, along with the breaking news of the week. And up next is Obamacare. It will question your sex life.
Yeah, making doctors question your sex life. Which I don't really know. Why don't they just read my G-chat, right? They just read your G-chat without having to do this, make doctors ask all these questions. But wait, what are some of the kind of questions? How many people are you having sex with?
Are you sexually active? If so, with one partner, multiple partners, or with same-sex partners? And, this is meant to make your doctor into a government agent. Basically needs to ask you questions that have absolutely nothing to do with your visit there. It could be an optometrist. It could be a dermatologist. No matter
if my dermatologist asked me how many people I was having sex with, I would say no.
I mean, do you ever get those little SATs that they make you fill out when you sit down at a doctor's office? They make you fill out your SATs, and it's ridiculous. I mean, they ask you when your last period was. It's absolutely absurd. So now, if you go to your optometrist, you're gonna have to tell him how many sexual partners you're sleeping with.
I would seriously just not take that seriously though.
Why would you?
I would write next to there. I'd be like 37.
Why would you take that seriously?
I mean, I don't know. I kind of already blow off those questionnaires though when I go to the doctor.
Absolutely.
And how have you been feeling? And I'll write something like terrible. It's just like I'm the doctor. When I go in to see you, you're gonna ask me the same questions. I don't know. And questions like this that have nothing to do with it. It's like, first of all, it's invasive. Second of all, it's a waste of your time.
Yeah.
I mean,
and, there are penalties if they don't comply with this law. They have to forego incentive payments. And starting in 2015, they're going to face financial penalties from Medicare and Medicaid if they don't comply. Actually, thanks to the NRA, there is one question that they're not allowed to ask you. And that is if you have a firearm.
Yeah, I don't think they should be able to.
Thanks, NRA. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I mean...
They shouldn't have to ask about your sexual partners.
That's definitely cool. I mean, I'd be upset about that too, obviously.
Remember, that was a big controversy.
Right. If your eye doctor's like, do you have a gun?
Yeah, do you own a firearm in your home?
Right. But it's even more, I don't know. It's Obama, you don't need to know everything about me. Leave a little mystery.
Right.
Leave a little mystery, Obama. I already left my notebook on the side of the road.
On a park bench. You have everything you need.
And your agents most certainly are the ones who sees that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure the Obama administration is watching me. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I tweet regularly at Barack and Michelle Obama. I tweeted at him when he was talking about going to war with Syria, asking, hey, I don't like the way my neighbor treats his wife. Should I take out money, go into debt from China to blow up his entire home? When Michelle Obama on 9/11 was reminding more people to drink water, I took a picture of an empty Smart water bottle in my hand. And I was like, I drank this for you.
Right.
I was, for a while I was tweeting everything I ate to her, so I'm sure I'm on some kind of watch too.
Oh yeah, you tweeted her a pizza once or something.
I tweeted her every single thing I ate, and I did hashtag tweet what you eat to the FLOTUS.
Hashtag
let's move. I'm eating right now some goldfish crackers, Michelle, if you're listening, but I have a Diet Pepsi.
I called out the president a couple days ago because he said, affect instead of effect with an E.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
I tweeted also at Barack Obama asking him why the popular 90s film Blank Check is not available on Netflix. I think that's an injustice.
That is an injustice.
It's an excellent film. It's an excellent film.
Oh my gosh. And one last thing before we go out. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth are Splitsville. And you know how this happened and how this was reported?
I don't follow Miley as closely as you do.
Okay, well this was reported across pop culture. The Twitterverse is exploding right now because Miley unfriended Liam, unfollowed him on Twitter, and then he returned the favor this afternoon. Oh my god. So they're done. They were engaged. Obviously they're not engaged anymore. It was all the twerking on
It was the
thick.
twerking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, do you still follow, or are you Facebook friends with your ex-boyfriends?
No.
I am. I still am.
Yeah, I don't know. Once you break up, I mean,
you see, I don't want to be the one to unfollow first, because then he would be like, oh, she's sad. Like, Miley made herself look stupid because, you know, oh, I can't follow you. I don't know. I also kind of just like to keep my ex-boyfriends in my life.
And especially when people are watching you so closely.
Yeah.
When people are watching, oh my gosh, is Miley going to unfollow Liam today? I just can't believe that people in the media are watching them this closely to where every hour of the day they're seeing if Miley unfollowed Liam.
I mean, yeah, but we're talking about it. It's a hot story. And
it is. I love Miley. I don't know
you
what it is about her. There's something about her, man.
I know. Well, it turned out Amanda Bynes was legitimately crazy or whatever. Glad she's getting the help she needs. Love her too, though. Love her too.
Yeah, she gave us some good stuff to talk about for a little while.
Exactly. But Miley's really kind of, I think, picking up some slack right now. I really do. Disney princesses, I really think.
Absolutely. Oh, she's a woman now, and she wants everybody to know it.
Exactly. I'm not grown up. Look at me shake my butt.
Yeah. I'm 20. I'm a grown up.
I'm a grown up. Look, I can do this if I want.
I look like Vanilla Ice.
She really does look like Vanilla Ice.
Oh, and now Liam's dating somebody who looks like Vanilla Ice. Who looks exactly like Miley.
I love when this happens.
What's her name? The girl from Mad Men.
I have no idea. I don't have a television.
Eliza Gonzalez. He's dating Eliza Gonzalez, I'm guessing. And she looks just like Miley. She's got the hairdo. She's got the coif.
Will people please stop cutting their hair like that? You look terrible.
They look ridiculous.
Okay. I've never heard a guy be like, look at that woman's beautiful buzz cut.
Look at that
I love that buzz cut. It's so feminine. But maybe we're just whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I definitely wanted to give a quick shout out to Tristan Buckley, who gave us that awesome intro. Our Scottish friend.
Yes, very, very nice guy.
Yes, he gave us that lovely intro. And you guys can catch Breaking Beltway every Tuesday night with Jessica Chasmar and Catherine Timpf, 7 p.m. live. And you can catch our replay at 9, and we give you some music in between.
Or you can catch both or all of them.
Yep.
And we will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.